We are delighted to have you here at the PHILSME Business Show. This is a business podcast and vodcast dedicated to help SME business owners like you boost your business. On today's episode, we meet Rowen Untivero, a seasoned CEO corporate and entrepreneurial solution provider, master trainer, senior consultant, business coach, co-author of marketing books, business column contributor, and business technology solution ecosystem strategist. Get mentored by Rowen on challenges and strategies in scaling your SME business at the Philippine SME Business Conference. Go to philsme.com/conference. Stay tuned for a few messages from the sponsors that made this episode happen.
Streamline your business processes to elevate overall productivity and enhance management effectiveness with AutoCount Business Solutions. Visit AutoCount's website at ph.autocountsoft.com today to learn more.
The difference between working a simple job and developing a career is one's attitude. Do your employees think of their work and personal goals in the long term? Are you prepared to provide the healthcare support they need to become successful individuals and contributors to your business? Help your employees become stronger advocates for their goals and their own health through regular checkups at any The Medical City near you. The Medical City network of hospitals and the Medical City Clinic can support your employees in their entire work journey through employment checkups, customized healthcare service packages, corporate health and wellness activities, and inpatient discounts. For partnership inquiries, you may email managed-care-unit@themedicalcity.com or visit tmcph.co/PhilSME-Champ for corporate accreditation.
Welcome to the PHILSME Business Show. I am Trixie Esguerra-Abrenilla, the CEO and Managing Director of the Philippine SME Business Expo and Network. And today, I am very, very happy that I have with me a seasoned CEO, entrepreneurial and corporate solution provider, master trader, amongst many other titles that he has. And I'm talking about KinetX Sales and Marketing Incorporated's CEO and Chairman, Mr. Rowen Untivero. Sir Rowen, thank you so much for your time.
And thank you for having me here.
How are you today?
Very excited for the upcoming event in May.
Yes. Thank you for always being a part of the PHILSME. Sir, gusto kong mag-start with, let's talk about 3 things that you're grateful for.
Well, I'm grateful for, of course, all the opportunities that we're getting. I'm also grateful for people are the 2 treasures of this world, and KinetX, we have an abundance of talent, abundance of, top-notch people who I'm able to collaborate with. And thankful for the various solutions, services, product systems that we carry in KinetX, which is now around close to about 21,000. Yeah.
Wow. Just wow. You know what? Sir Rowen and I go way back. Kasi ito yung natatandaan ko, sir. But I met you way before I met the founder of PHILSME. I think, David, right? And I met you, I believe, parang fresh out of college. And then it was because through parang one of the events that you were the speaker, and I was very much parang in awe. Na parang, he knows so much. These are the people I should be talking to and introducing myself, di ba, bilang bagong entrepreneur. Just looking back, parang I just feel so grateful. Kasi in that part of my journey, moving forward to PHILSME, which I wasn't, of course, I didn't know that I'd be a part of, much more run it right now. So I just feel na it's God, it's the universe doing all these connections. So yun yung parang story ko na Rowen and PHILSME. Ikaw, sir, what's your memorable PHILSME story?
One of the biggest memories I have with regard to SMEs is that I began as an SME myself. It is quite, very satisfying, very fulfilling to help. And even, as you mentioned, we met, I normally do not put all the time a necessity for something to come back in return for things that I do. I just believe in paying forward first, helping, and if anything comes out of it, then well and good. If business comes out of it, then even better. at the end of the day, just being able to see, success in people as a mentor, apart from an entrepreneur, I'm a mentor. It just, gives me so much satisfaction, which is probably one of the missions I have in this world.
One of the many things that I also adore and like about you, whenever we talk, talagang may usapin ng mission. I can really feel na, everything you do, whatever that is, big or small, talagang it has to be aligned with the values and you know what the mission is. No? So, wow. Now, I want to talk about KinetX. Medyo bago-bago siya, relatively new, but then when I looked at the portfolio and everything that KinetX is doing, parang nalula ako, ang dami-dami, no? So, as a starter, can you give us, or can you share with us a story about how KinetX was able to solve a problem that they were facing?
So the way KinetX helps is that we are first a strategic consulting company. So all our brains are wired to think about the client, what are the issues, what are the problems, and what are the problems that can sprout from having solved this other problem. So future-proofing the companies. From there, we now become a holistic solutions provider. We look at an entire ecosystem of what they need. We don't immediately jump into that. We solve problem per problem, but if they now can see where it is going, they can plan a lot of things, from their cash flow to their directions to basically, going back all the way to what cutting-edge competitiveness they can have. No? So then finally, what happens naturally is there comes about a total partnership. That we are KinetX with the K of KinetX and the X of KinetX. K becomes Kuya. We become big brother to the client, and then we are able to help them in ways, umiyak ka lang kay Kuya, and probably Kuya has the resources to be able to do that. No? Sometimes including funding, no? for the
Wow, Sir Rowen, what I'm hearing is like, for every problem or problem that's being anticipated pa lang, you're bringing in your team of experts to be able to solve that. So parang wala nang alisan. Like from the beginning, kung pwede nga hanggang sa maging, dulo na, and then you supply everything, and then you even become a stakeholder as well.
Yeah. We become very intimate with the client in such a way that I used to be in other kinds of businesses where it's just a portion of it. After you've given the advice, then, all right, that's it, no? And sometimes you feel a little bit, let me use the local term, bitin, di ba? Bitin. Ako mismo, out of fulfillment. But now, if they say, all right, you've done.
Sir, now my question is, how do you make time for all of those? With KinetX, ang dami na eh. It's not just KinetX. I can't even count. How do you make time?
Well, a couple of things. Number one, I'm not doing this by myself. No, I have a team of close to 400 consultants in the group, here and abroad. No, each one with their own expertise. No, okay, from anything from engineering to agriculture to whatever we need in terms of industrial expertise, and also in terms of functional expertise, finance people, supply chain people, and all that. So, and my greatest gift is that we have, quite assembled an A-team for these things. No? Okay, so that being said, I'm not doing it by myself. I'm also doing it with my son. Yes. One of the greatest satisfactions I get from this business, and not every parent can have, not every entrepreneur can have that privilege, is my son, Martel Untivero, has not only been, active in the shadows, but he was actually the one who came up with the name KinetX. No? He was still in college. Actually, he was still in high school when he was already shadowing me. But when he was in college, he came up with the name kineticizing that X, no, of potential of companies. And through the various services, solution systems, and whatever we can provide. So I know that I'm confident that the companies that we help beyond my own lifetime, although I exercise, so I can still live longer, there is going to be succession. And we don't have any intention of leaving them behind. Okay, so that's why even our key leaders also have their own proteges, not necessarily their kids, but in place so that whatever we start can be continued. But again, looking at the changing scenarios and applying the right solutions and future-proofing for the next decades.
You're very blessed, sir, because like what you said nga, no, hindi mo masasabi yung iba, this is not for me, dad or mom, di ba? So para, sige, okay lang din. But to have someone like that who really has this interest talaga. So, wow, talaga namang Martel, congratulations.
He started from the very bottom and really had to go through the crucible of fire. at the age of 14, he was helping me edit, already my articles in the paper, no. But beyond that, he's really come around so much, and he is very much. I think even our international deals, some of them siya na yung nagko-close. So, I really have a very good privilege of having my own son, a partner, a co-founder, and also a successor to the business now. Yeah.
Wonderful. Sir, since we're talking about KinetX, no, and Martel having thought of the name, could you share with us the story behind it? How was it founded? Bakit finally, parang for me, parang, uy, ba't ngayon lang? Oh, di ba? Parang before, bakit ngayon lang, sir? What's the story behind KinetX?
I believe I am a humble orchestrator, and my son is my co-orchestrator. But the real architect is upstairs, no? The products, we never chased any of them. The services, they just, started to come one after the other, starting with relatively unknown brands to the major brands that came about. To be very quiet, to quite go down memory lane, I think we only had 4 brands and 12 products back in 2020. All right, this was preceded by another one of my companies that began in 2015. So that was quite a what do you call this? Just a journey that was not very eventful, because I was also very engrossed with so many other things at the time. But when the lockdowns came, that was when we started to really, grow. And one principal after the other came in. One opportunity in terms of, the companies to help also came in. And currently now we've divisionalized that into actually, we have one that is really helping out the clients, which is KinetX Prime. Another one, which is basically the ventures, which are the bigger collaborations, no? And we're into energy, to nutraceuticals and all that. And then the last one, which is our baby now, is KinetX SME, where we're looking at an entire end-to-end program to really help our SMEs. Now, it may not be for everyone, as it will be for those who can scale up, and we can look at the DNAs of the companies, and if they can scale up, they need the help. Because what is unfair I work with some of the biggest institutions, is that they have all the bullets, they have all this, they're equipped with the right people with that. So what happens to SMEs is that they are sometimes left on their own, and the greatest tuition fee is failure. No? So here we are to be able to help out those who are willing to help themselves, and then we can put the massive resources of KinetX to help out these SMEs.
Wonderful. Sir, now that I understand there are several end-to-end company providers out there who's also market our SMEs. Now I was just thinking, for the SME owners out here who are watching us, why should that SME, if they're ready to scale, right, come to KinetX?
We run a program called KinetX SME program. We screen also the SMEs that we can help, so that we can focus the resources correctly, to the ones who have the opportunity to scale up, who are coachable, and who have the ability to, maneuver to the DNA for that. We can normally help first in terms of the core business, the coaching in terms of business. We get to assign someone who is like a senior advisor and mentor, and then behind that is a full set of resources, anything from legal, financial, to engineering, to experts in their particular fields. Now, if they also, and again, I don't want to make overpromises, but in cases where they need funding, we can also do the feasibility studies so that they can be able to avail of funding, so that they can grow. So it's business, it's funding. If they need locations, we also provide locations and spaces and warehouses and commissary build, and all. We are also into technology, so we can provide the back-end technologies that can allow, just as an example, in restaurants, may biroan kami dyan mapuyat na sa benta, wag lang sa kwenta. Okay. So as the entrepreneurs are, really trying to grow their businesses, but they grow also 20 years older, just running this thing. So we put systems behind, we can put the systems behind that, and even allow you at the point where, you close your day, it already tells you ilang sibuyas, ilang kamatis, ilang ang bibilin mo kinabukasan. It can do that forecast in an automated way. So it simplifies a lot of the things, and also allows the entrepreneur to enjoy the fruits of the labor, not to die doing the business. So again, automation, digitization, but we face this. The company will need to understand, and that's where we go intimate with the company, deep dive, no, and understand what can be possible at each stage of their growth. No? So from the launch all the way to their scale up, no, and there's turbulence just right before that, they stabilize and then to their scale
Right.
up.
You know what? So if you are so curious na, oh, may ganun pala, may KinetX, ang dami nilang ginagawa, parang, okay, parang ito yung kailangan ko, one-stop shop na, di ba? You would be able to see them at the 16th Philippine SME Business Expo. They have a booth there, just look for KinetX, and then you would either see Martel or Sir Rowen himself, and, di ba sir, you will be there.
Yeah, I will be there.
And that's May 9 to 10. And the thing is this one. You know what? Sir Rowen is also a part of the Philippine SME Business Conference 2025. This is a co-located event outside of the hall. So that's in a meeting room, and that is where and when you can hear more from Sir Rowen about scaling your business. So Sir Rowen, when they come and get their tickets to listen to you, what could they expect?
Well, as any good story would begin, it begins with their journey. What are their challenges? What are the most common challenges that we have curated and seen? What are the common failures that we have also seen? Not to scare, but simply to address reality and face it as it is. We know there's a high incidence of failure in terms of SMEs, not because they have to fail, but simply because there are a lot of things that we've already identified as the sources of failure. We will talk about those. Then we will talk about what can be done to avoid those failures. So what we have there is that they gain access to some of the top minds that they need, and they basically normally would say, we can't afford that at the onset. So I'll give you the answer there, how you can afford it.
Wow, see, ang dami mong matututunan. And, bihira yan eh. You're in a room, we only have 100 seats, di ba, sir? So, the more intimate, mas okay. Mas makikita yung malapitan ni sir, you would be able to ask him a question or two, right? And then from there, establish connection, relationship. So, thank you very much, Sir Rowen. Before we wrap up, my last question would be, if there's one lesson that you have gained, may it be personal or professional, that you would want to share to the world, what lesson would that be?
Stay tuned for a few messages from the sponsors that made this episode happen.
Imagine your business not just reaching its goals, but surpassing them. With Esquire Financing, that vision is not just a possibility, it's reality. Get the cash your business needs in as fast as 3 days, making your barriers become stepping stones. Our partnership is a sure success.
Looking to elevate your brand and product to the next level? Connect with Cube Digital Smart Locker. Cube offers smart locker ownership, partnership, and franchising opportunities for current and future business partners. Integrate your brand and products with Cube Digital Smart Locker for a future-ready world. Visit www.cubesmartlockers.com to learn more. Experience innovation. The future is here.
There's one lesson that you have gained, may it be personal or professional, that you would want to share to the world, what lesson would that be?
My lesson that I'd like to impart has to do with success. Okay? How do you succeed in the endeavors that you get into? Some purely bank on passion. But passion is like heart, it needs a body and it needs a mind. Okay? Some simply bank on the science. It's very cold, very objective, but the satisfaction does not come with it. So it has to be a combination of the heart, the minds, and the opportunities that are out there. Because there might be something you're very passionate about, but may not necessarily lead to whatever. Again, you have to define what your destination is. So if you define success to be a certain type of destination, then you'll have to start from there and go back and find out what are the components, what are the dynamics of these components, and how do we gain access to those. And the greatest thing that I would like to share in terms of lesson, I love John Rambo, I love Arnold Schwarzenegger, but I prefer Tom Cruise. I wish I looked like him, and Vin Diesel, because they work as teams. Entrepreneurs need not be alone. Entrepreneurs need all the help that they can get. And if they can work with teams, and that the teams basically are there to support their growth, then success is not just on one's shoulders, and the stress is not just on one's shoulders, but it is shared and it is something, and it becomes an enjoyable journey for them.
I love it, sir. I love it. It's so timely. Kasi kahit ako, I felt na I like working alone before. Kasi parang, di ba, ikaw na gumawa kasi explain mo pa, ang tagal. Parang feeling mo you know everything, pero hindi eh. Tama si sir, talagang it's teams. So now that I'm working with a bigger team, tama yun talaga, sir. Parang more solutions, obviously, and difference. Parang yung all aspects of life, it becomes so much better for you. And katulad nga, sir, di ba, you mentioned you have about access to 400 plus consultants who can isang text lang, okay, you have a new project and everything, right? So, yeah, thank you very much for sharing that. Maraming salamat.
My pleasure.
Yeah. Sir, would you like to invite them to join us in the conference?
Well, I'm inviting SMEs and those who are prospecting this kind of journey to join us in the PHILSME exhibit as well as the conference, although I think the conference has limited seats, so just grab those seats as early as you can and learn from each other, learn from, the other colleagues that I will also have there, learn from the other speakers, and basically, just, feed yourself with knowledge and network of people that can help your business. May 9 and 10. Okay.
Maraming salamat. Thank you very much. Again, this has been Trixie Abrenilla with Mr. Rowen Untivero. Thank you.
If you like this show, like and tap the follow button. Please feel free to leave us a review before you go, as this will definitely help more SME business owners in the Philippines. Thank you. Until the next episode.